Hello friends, my name is Rohit and I welcome you back on my YouTube channel Incredible Cosmos. Today we are going to talk about the Lunar Eclipse Composite images. Yes, you heard it right. In the recent few days you guys would have heard a lot about the blood moon, lunar eclipse and all these things as we had a complete lunar eclipse on 8th of September. So after that, I created images like these. These are known as lunar eclipse composite images. So today I'm going to take you through all the details, what tools I use to capture these images and what softwares I use to create these images. And the best part of this video is we are going to use only free tools. Yes, you heard it right. We are not going to use any paid softwares to create these images. So please stay until the end of this video as I will share each and every details with you guys. So let's jump into the video. Friends, so now you can see finally we are on our desktop screen, and let's quickly jump into the folder where I have saved all my images. So if I go to my folder, Canon images, and now here you can see that I have already saved all my files. So quickly go into this. So this is my folder and lunar eclipse. So now you can see we have all the images, JPEG and raw images. So these other folders I have created, so I won't go into that, but these are our JPEG images. As you can see, there are total 3126 files for the JPEG, and these are the raw files, nearly around 2100 files. So for this composite image, I'm going to use the JPEG files. So now I have created a separate folder named as sequence images. You can name it whatever you want, and I have selected the images from the main folder which I wanted to use. Of course, we are not going to use 3000 images to make the composite lunar eclipse image. So I have, let me go into this. So I have selected out of these, if you can see, 15 images in total and one foreground image. This foreground image I have shooted some other time, probably around a month back when I was on a trip to a regional area. So these are our images. Now let's quickly talk about the software. As I said, we are only going to use the free tools to make this lunar image composite image. So we are going to use a software called GIMP, which is also called GNU Image Manipulation Program. So this is the software GIMP, and this is their website, gimp.org/downloads. I will leave the link in the description. You can download it from there. So if you go here, you can just quickly download it directly from their website, and the whole setup will be downloaded to your desktop, and then you can just run it and save it into the directory. So I won't go into that details because my focus is to show you how we create the lunar eclipse image. So I have already downloaded the GIMP in my laptop, and this is the GIMP. Now when you open the images in this, just quickly go into the files and don't click on the open. Click on open as layers. So once you click open as layers, it will ask you to take all the files from your folder where you have saved it. So I have already selected the files through which I want to work on, and I have opened that file into the GIMP. So now let's start working on this. So as you can see, it is a layer based program, just like the Photoshop or any other program. It works on the layers. So if you are familiar with the things, with the softwares which works on the layers, you know that on the top layer is always visible in the main screen. So what we will do, we don't want this layer at this stage, so I will just drag this image at the bottom. As you can see, now it is showing me this other layer which came on the top. So now what I'm going to do, I will rearrange these layers as per my software. So in this folder, the first image is 3296. So 3296, I'll take it to the top. and then the second image is 3741. I will take it to the second. Let me just quickly rearrange these layers and I will catch you soon. So now as you can see, I have rearranged all these layers. Now the top layer is visible. Now what I'm going to do is just select the top layer and the second last layer. So we will not include the foreground layer in this. Press shift button and click on the second last layer, so it will select all these images. Now from the mode, if you see, the blending mode is selected as normal, so we will select it as a lighten only mode. So now you can see it has selected all these images. Now our aim is to select a unified transform tool here. So let me just quickly show you where is the unified transform tool. So if we can see here, this is a unified transform tool. Okay, so we will go with this. So also we can go with the shift T if you want. So we can press shift T and the unified transform tool will be selected. Now here you can resize your image. So basically you can resize the image of the moon so it looks like a real or authentic image rather than a fake image. So just adjust the size of the moon as per your taste. This is completely depends on your taste. Some people like a very bigger moon in their images. I have seen many images where people go with a very big moon, but I prefer to go with the normal size moon so that the image looks pretty much authentic. Now if you see in the direction, always make sure it's selected as the normal forward. If you go with the corrective backward, so if you try to make it smaller, it will become even bigger. So I make sure it is selected on the normal. Now I just quickly don't use this one, sorry, accidentally. Always use these ones. So if you can see, now the moon is become smaller, so it's too small. So this is the perfect size which I think should go with this image. Okay, once you are satisfied with the scaling of the moon and the size of the moon, just hit the transform button. So as you can see, it is working. So it will just take few seconds and your moon images will be transformed. So all the moon images will be of the same size now. Now just to rearrange the moons, select one image, the top one, and go to this move tool. So move, and it will only move this particular layer, not all the layers. So just select this one here and second one, like this. You can adjust as per your taste how you want this picture to be, so you can straight away do like that. So I'll go very quick with this one because it's not a rocket science, of course. Make sure the distance between all the layers is identical so that your image looks good. Otherwise, if one moon is closer than the other, it won't look that great. You can always adjust these distances and everything. So give me a second. Now the last one will go here, something like this. This one, we'll bring it slightly here. I will try to avoid this electricity pole kind of thing, and I will make the last layer slightly go ahead here. Alright, so as you can see, we have adjusted all the layers. Now the image looks something like this. Now you can see few of my layers, because in during the lunar eclipse, moons continuously keep changing its color, so we have to adjust the exposure of the camera. So some of the layers, if you can see, the sky looks pretty bluish kind of thingy. So to overcome this issue, what I will do, I will select the layer in which the sky looks blue, and then we will work out. So let's say the last layer, if you can see the sky looks blue, we will quickly go into the colors, we will go to the levels, and we will adjust it. So as you can see, the histogram is shifted towards right, so we will bring it, this thingy curve towards right, and it should be okay. Let me just quickly view it. Yeah, so as you can see on the top near this yellow dotted line, it is coming towards the black. So hit OK. We can keep adjusting this like this until we are satisfied with the results. Now we will select the another layer, one on top of it, go again on the colors, levels, and adjust this so it will become black. Now you can hit this preview button as well to see the difference. See, now it was blue and it is becoming black now. Hit OK. So yes, now we are almost done. I think there is nothing much we have to do in this one. Exactly. So as you can see, the moon image is now, composite image is almost ready. However, until you are satisfied, you can keep adjusting the layers through the this move tool, the way you want the image. Some people want an arch kind of thing, the moon, so that is completely depends on your personal taste. So this is just wanted to show you. Now once you are satisfied with the thing, so the last thing we have to do is we just go onto the bottommost layer, hit the right click, and we will go to flatten image option. So flatten image means once you hit this button, you can't do any changes to the image. So make sure before you hit this flatten image button, you are satisfied with your image, you have done all the adjustments, you have done all the color saturation settings, brightness, contrast, everything. If you want to adjust the brightness or contrast of the images, you can go in these options. In the colors tab, you have saturation, exposure, shadow, highlights, brightness, contrast. You can set everything from here. And yeah, just play around with these settings until you are satisfied, because if I go, every person has a different taste. So yeah, depend on your taste, you can just use these settings. So once you're satisfied with your image, just right click and do the flatten image. So it is flattening the image now. So once the image is flattened, you cannot do any adjustments anymore. So this is your final image basically. So this is how we create the lunar eclipse composite image which you have seen. Now in my area where I was shooting, the moon went down nearly around 15 degrees or 18 degrees over the horizon, and at that in my place there was lots of trees and buildings, so I couldn't shoot the moon coming out of the lunar eclipse. So I couldn't shoot it backward towards when it was becoming white from red. So this is the only the images I have got. So anyways, but the main idea is to show you how we create these kind of lunar eclipse composite image. I hope I was very clear with my things what I have explained to you. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll more than happy to answer these. So yeah, this is all about the post processing of this lunar eclipse images. So friends, that's all about the post processing of the lunar eclipse images. But before we wrap up, I just want to share some more details of the gears which I have used to shoot the lunar eclipse on that night. So this is the camera and this is the lens which I have used. So as you can see, this is a Canon R7 camera, and this is a kit lens which came with this camera. It is 18 to 150 mm focal length. I used the full 150 mm focal length, the maximum focal length of this lens, to shoot the moon. There is one more small tip. When you are doing some moon shooting, it is always wise, if you have an option, try to use a crop sensor camera, because these cameras has got a crop factor. This particular model has a crop factor of 1.6. So whatever focal length your lens has got, multiply that by 1.6 and that will become your new focal length. So always a longer focal length is always beneficial in the moon shooting, as it makes the moon looks slightly bigger. So this is just a small tip. So yeah, that's all about this video, and thanks for watching until the end, and I hope you like the content. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Till then, clear skies, keep shooting.